The 5-star version of Siris has got quite the massive buff to her chest, that is, because the new direction of Snowbreak towards fan service has basically speed ran all the character development for Siris, and now she can remember things apparently. Like the 4-star version of Siris was pretty modest with hardly any skin showing, but Ksana's got a pretty sexy suit and she's very touchy with the adjutant as well in the trailer, so it's pretty interesting. But going back to her evaluation and guide, she is at SSS tier, so let me go back to my tier list real quick. She's in SSS tier around here because she relies on her ultimate skill as her main DPS, which is thermal main DPS, and really the only reason she's in meta is because of Pi Purified, which is designed to make it so that Siris, the 5-star Siris, will always be the best operator whenever she's in Neuro as the weekly boss. So that's the only reason why Ksana is in meta, but other than that, she's actually pretty good overall. She's not terrible, but she just doesn't match up to the DPS of Yao, Katya, or Cherno, and she is not as useful for most of the bosses compared to Chensheng, but she is definitely better than Penny Coronet. So that's why she's been placed over here, and SSS is honestly pretty good. I would pull for her if I didn't have all 3 of these, but I mean, I have all of these characters except Tess, so I'm still considering whether to pull for her or not. But my advice is to pull for her if you really like her, and if you want to stay up on meta, then whenever Pi Purified comes, then you'll have the best time with her. But I don't think you'll regret pulling for her. Though for her weapon, I think you should only pull for it if you really like Ksana, because the recent buffs to the weapon and to her kit made it so that it is actually worth it to pull for her signature weapon. But I would say that it would be better to pull for Katya and her signature weapon if you don't have it already, because that's going to be the next banner right after hers. And let's go back to her build real quick, unless I haven't mentioned anything. Yep, so her build is essentially centered around her ultimate skill. You build resilience stacks with your standard skill, and then you spam ultimate skill for the DPS. That's essentially what her main build is. And the weapons you want to go for are the signature weapon, of course, but I don't think most people need this. It's kind of like a nice choice if you really like Ksana and her gameplay or her character. Scarabée, the 4-star event weapon, is a very good choice as well, especially after the buffs. And then Discordant is a good budget choice as well, if you miss out on the weapon shop in the future, for those who are watching this in the future. And for her logistics, the new direction of season, it seems, is to just release logistics that are like tailor-made for certain operatives, so only Siris can really use this well. So Scarab is the best for her and nobody else can use it, which is unfortunate, but that seems like the direction they're going, kind of similar to what PGR did in their direction as well eventually. And then for the optimal substats, you want to go for max HP first, up to 10%, and then attack 10% or skill haste 19.3. Both are fine. I went with attack, and thermal damage 8.5%. And so for her clusters, for neuronics, you want to get her 5th one first, then the 2nd one, and then the 6th one and the 1st one. The point is to just unlock her ultimate skill, neuronics first, and then standard skill ones. But 5 and 2, super important for her rotation to be smooth, and 5261 is what you want to get anyways. It's very easy to unlock. Then she also has a shield support sub DPS build, but I don't think anyone should be using this right now. This is just in there for the sake of future proofness. So maybe in the future this could be useful, but we'll see. For her manifestations, M3 is recommended, so you should probably farm M3 if you are decided to pull for her. And for team recommendations, you can go up to the team building guides by clicking on the link, and then go down to the support table. And in the support table, you'll see for 5-star Siris, the first one you have is 5-star Enya, because she gives a massive skill damage buff. 5-star Akashia, Moxer, Best, Ichil, Akashia, and then 4-star Akashia. So there's another support table, and in this you can actually see in depth why we use the supports that we use for her. And so these are like ranked in terms of importance for what Siris needs. So since her main source of DPS is her ultimate skill, you go for a skill damage buff, and that's gonna be Enya's this build, which you can just click here and it will take you right to her build. Right, it's very useful. So we've got Enya at the top as the best support for her right now. Then we've got 5-star Akashia because she does resistance shred. Then we got Kebeche for 5-star Moxer. The Kebeche is super useful because you can just aim all of the ultimate stacks onto the Kebeche and do massive damage that way. Then we have 5-star Tess for U energy recovery, you just get your ult instantly. And then you have 5-star Ichil and 4-star Akashia for like general damage and attack buffs. Those are gonna be her 6 main support priorities. And in terms of what you should do once you have her, but if you have all the other top tier DPS as well, I think her usefulness might be in certain event modes where you kind of have to have a balance of part breaking, a little bit of AoE DPS, but also single target with her ultimate skill. And for people who are really into Ichil, right, who really thought Ichil could be at the top tier, this is the actual character that you want to pick for convenience, because she gets shields, she gets a bunch of stuff that helps her survive a lot more than any other operator in the top 2 tiers. So yeah, she's actually pretty good for the average gacha gamer, and if you're new, go ahead and pull her. She's pretty good for V1.8 at least. That is if you don't have Chen, Okachia, and Yao, right? But yes, that will be it for this guide. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video useful, and have a nice day.